So I love for you to connect with your breathing. You don't have to change anything right now. Just see how it feels today. Are the breaths a little jagged or irregular or shallow? Not judging it at all. Maybe your eyes float closed and you really focus on the sensation of what the breath feels like coming in and out. And then starting to deepen and lengthen our breathing. So breathing in for about 4. Breathing out for 4. You can continue this pattern. Hi, if you're just joining, you can lie down on the mat, on a bolster or cushion. Legs can be stretched long or in a butterfly. And we're just starting to deepen our breath and feel into it. So slow inhales through the nose if possible. In for 4, out for 4. Continue that breath pattern here. And just the simple act of breathing, starting to get in touch with our energy, our physical body, mental aspect, the emotional aspect. So I like to kind of think of these, even though they're all connected, of course, as little like separate components. Like I can kind of use my observer to notice emotions. It's kind of stepping back and seeing what those are. Same with the thoughts. Who's the one that's watching your thoughts kind of flow by like clouds in the sky? So a thought pops up, it just floats by in that clear blue sky, and then it is out of your view, disappears. So a tool of mindfulness is the breath, the grounding in our seat or lying down here. So inhale right to the present moment. You really feel into this breath. Exhale, relaxing all the muscles of the body, grounding yourself to the earth, sinking into the earth and feeling supported on each out breath. So if you're just joining, we're just practicing a breath count of in for 4, out for 4 in your seated or lying down position. So we practiced last week breathing in for 4, out for 6. So you're not required to, but if you like, you can start to lengthen your exhale, controlling the breath just a little bit more. So in for the count of 4, out for the count of 6, and maybe you breathe slower out of that. Lungs out of the nose. Nice. Inhaling, exhaling. Just using my phone for the timing today of the postures. So in this posture, see how you feel. Notice any areas of comfort or discomfort. And rather than judging either of these, can you just observe it as sensation only? So again, stepping back to your observer and noticing that sensation is interesting, being curious about it. Beautiful. At this point, you can set your intention or dedication. A phrase, or one word or two words, something that you might need for yourself or want to give to someone. Holding that in your heart and breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it in maybe for 3. And then exhale maybe for 4 to 6 counts, just letting that intention settle into your body, your mind, your spirit, your practice. Awesome. So if you're seated, you can slowly move into a child's pose. If you're lying down on the mat, you might have to kind of roll off your proper bolster, move it to the side, and you'll roll over and then come into child's pose. So we'll all meet there. Arms outstretched, third eye down. You can always bring a pillow underneath the chest or forehead. Hips are down. You're still breathing right here. Nice. So we're going to start with a yin posture. If you need any kind of movement first, you're welcome to come up for cat and cows or take any stretches, but I like to just go right into the first one. We're going to take our swan or sleeping swan. So I like to have props at the top of my mat. You can come to hands and knees and slide the right knee forward. Maybe you slide the left leg back a little. If this right hip doesn't come down, place a prop underneath. So a pillow, a book, or a block can be nice. Taking a deep breath. When you're ready, please take your time getting into every pose, and then exhale, you'll lower down. So it might just be a little bit. You can bring props under the chest. You can build something and make the floor come closer to you. And finally settling just when you're ready. So in yin, it is safe to come into the poses when the body is cold. It is a cooling practice, as opposed to yang practice that's more active, muscular. It creates heat in the body. So let's take about 4 minutes here, and please come out earlier if you need to. Stay longer if you need to. Listen to your own body. Make sure that you can breathe steadily in the pose. You don't have to manipulate the breath, but just a nice steady breath. That'll let you know that you can stay a bit longer in the pose. The breath is a little difficult to catch. Maybe you're a little too deep. Maybe you back off. We don't want any pain sensations, sharper shooting or electrical feeling, nervy kind of stuff. It's just settling in. You've been here a little over a minute, so see how it feels. Maybe you still feel it in the muscles. Maybe the sensation has traveled deeper into the tissues of the hip, one or both sides. And ground here, so feel the body parts connected to the earth, the upper body softening, being supported, shoulders relaxing. About halfway through, just breathe. Let go of the jaw, the forehead, muscles of the face. Compassion with yourself for what you're able to do today. You're right where you need to be. You can always push yourself, but I believe it takes more wisdom to know when to slow down, know when to rest. If you're just joining us, we're in a sleeping swan pose. So in yang practice, it would be like a pigeon, but in yin, we're not as concerned about the alignment. So the hips don't exactly have to be level. You don't have to bring your shin parallel to the front of the mat or flex the foot or anything. You just kind of find how the pose works for you and softly sink into it. So we've got about 10 more breaths here. Nice. Take another breath in the posture. And with intention, deliberately coming out of the pose slowly. So maybe the hands press into the props or the floor, and you just come up as slow as you can. You can always scoot the back leg forward and just bring both legs to meet. Maybe you lie on the front body. Maybe you take a child's pose, just resting, feeling the difference in the two sides. Nice. If you need some movement, maybe you can wiggle your hips back and forth a little bit. We'll come back up and get to the other side. So if you need cat-cow, take that. When you're ready, sliding that left knee forward, kind of close to the left wrist. You can stretch the right leg back and then maybe something under the left hip this time. So here is the swan posture, and then coming down on an exhale when you're ready to the sleeping swan. Maybe you need more props on this side. Maybe you need less. There's a lot of letting go and surrendering in this practice of yin. Letting go of an idea that we need to be in a certain depth or to look a certain way in these poses. That's not really important. It's more about what tissues you're targeting, that mindfulness aspect, the breath, the body. Settling here, inhaling presence, exhaling let go, surrender. Beautiful. Just keep on breathing. You've been here a good amount of time. A goal is to relax your muscles. Every exhale breath is a chance to do that. Mentally noticing where you feel this in the body. So always drawing back to some aspect of the present, the body, the breath, sensory information. Those things always can bring you back here when the thoughts come up. If the breath feels a little chaotic, maybe backing off the pose, or you can return to that in for 4, out for 4 at any point that you like. So that's a more simple pranayama that can really just help at any point. You can use it during your day, you can use it in moments of stress. So simple, so effective. Let's take about another minute in this pose. About 5 more breaths here. When you're ready, please slowly come out. Come out as slow as you can. Take all the time you need. Take multiple breaths. You can even grunt or groan coming out of the poses. So we're all at home. Doesn't matter what we're wearing or even what we're doing. If you stayed in a child's pose and simply use your breath the whole time, that's great. Just do what you can. So you're in your resting pose now, and if you need to kind of wiggle the hips back and forth, you can do that. Next, we'll come up for hands and knees. Move my prop over. And take some cat and cow. So inhale, you drop the belly. Exhale, rounding with the spine up. And then going back and forth, taking circles, doing any movement that you need. So I always like to kind of just go intuitively what my body feels. Maybe hips go side to side, you stretch back or forward. Just remember to take a few back bends too. Nice, finding a neutral spine next. If you need to pad the knees with a blanket, go ahead. And then inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, we're gonna swoop it under, bring the shoulder and head down, or bring a prop and bring everything closer to you. Right hand can stay by the face. You can stretch it forward, or it can come behind you, resting on the sacrum or around to the right thigh. Let's just take about 2 minutes here, and we've already been here a little bit of time. So I did promise some twisting today. So see where you feel this. For me, it's kind of upper spine, thoracic spine, a little bit shoulder blades. You might feel it somewhere else. So just observe your own body. What I'm saying, they're just suggestions to follow if you like. So take what you need from the practice, throw out what you don't need. This is your practice. Four more breaths. And then taking the right hand back near the face, if you moved it, press it down. Inhale, arm back up to the sky. Exhale, bring it down, maybe a couple cat and cows. And then other side, so the right hand is planted. You inhale, left arm up. Exhale, swooping it under, threading the needle. Arm and head can come down. And then again, taking your left hand. It can be by the face for support, or right hand, I mean. Stretch it forward for a bit more of a shoulder stretch, or bring it behind you for a bit more of that twist. 2 minutes. Nice. Last minute here. Just gonna adjust this. Keep breathing. Notice how the breath is different in this pose than the last pose, than the other side even. Nice. Few more breaths here. Nice breath here. Bringing the right hand by the face once again, press it down, and then inhale, left arm sweeps up. Exhale back down, and then child's pose. Observe any sensation in the upper body or the spine at this point. Beautiful. We're gonna come into downward facing dog. So a bit of yang practice next. We'll revisit yin later. I do like to see how it feels in our vinyasa flow after doing some yin. So if you want to pedal out your feet, bending one knee then the other, just see how your hips are feeling now. Arms, shoulders, just really stretching the spine really long. You can find some stillness when you're ready. Knees can be bent. Heels do not have to ever reach the floor. They may someday, they may not. It also depends on the bones in the front of the feet, the ankle bones. We're going to do just a little mini sun salutation from here with some back bending. So let's inhale, coming forward to plank. You can always come to your knees, so take a few breaths here. Holding in the low belly. Knees down is great too. And then we're all gonna lower all the way onto the belly, slowly. Good, we'll squeeze the legs, zip them up, and then inhale for baby cobra. So just come up a little bit. Without pressing too much weight into the hands, you can lift the hands for a second if you'd like. Use those back muscles. Inhale, exhale down. So you can press up to hands and knees, and then back to child's pose. And then find a downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, looking forward, and then we'll start to come back to plank or knee plank. Breath in, exhale, lowering all the way down. Good. This time, let's bring the arms alongside the body, zipping up the legs, pressing tops of feet into the earth, and then inhale just the upper body, arms, head, chest, locust pose, a variation. Maybe you lift your feet. One more breath. Inhale up, exhale down, relax. So this time you can take yourself plank to down dog, or same thing as before, knees coming into down dog or child's pose when you're ready. Big breath in, and then let it go. Let's take 2 more. In. 1 more in and out. Beautiful. Let's inhale to plank once more. Exhale all the way to the ground. And then another locust here. So arms stretch back. Zip up legs. Maybe the kneecaps lift off the mat, but the toes are down. Inhale, lift up. And then everything lifts. Everything you can get off the ground. And then we're just going to bend the knees. We're not binding the pose here. Just bend the knees, lift the thighs a little more. Inhale, exhale down, other cheek to the mat. You can then bend the knees, windshield wiper feet side to side. And then same thing, plank to down dog, knee plank to down dog or child's pose. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. And we'll get into the hip flexors. We're going to take the right foot, step it forward between the hands. If you need to help it with the hand, you can do that. We're going to come down on the back knee. You can take your blocks or books if you need to under the hands. Sink into this. We'll take 10 breaths. Hips down and forward. Even if they're nowhere near the ground, they're just feeling heavy. Good. And then taking the blocks to the side, we're going to plant the left hand on the ground inside the right foot and then take a twist so the right arm can lift up. And you actually can use a block or book under that left hand to come up higher if you need to. So a little easy twist here. And then we have an option to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and come into a little deeper of a twist. Beautiful. Breathe in. Exhale, the right hand's gonna come down, step back to plank or knee plank, and we'll do our sun salutation. So this time, exhale halfway or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Breathe in, breathe in. Exhale. Take as many of those as you need to. And then left side, so let's bring the left foot forward, help it forward if you need to, back knee down. Maybe you bring your blocks or books under the hands or even those couch cushions. Let go. Let go in the arms, shoulders, about 3 more breaths here. And then if you need to, move the blocks to the side or the front, planting the right hand down. Inhale, the left arm spins up. Good. Option to tuck the back toes, lift the knee up, and come into a deeper twist in the thoracic spine. Nice. Breathing in, reaching up. Exhale, left hand down, flow or go. So bringing the foot back, and then I'll just show that other one. So knee comes down. Exhale all the way to the floor. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Awesome. Breathe in and out. Nice. And then finally, we'll look forward and walk to the front of our mats. Take your time. Once you get there, you can dangle in a forward bend. So maybe opposite elbows you're holding. Knees can bend a lot. You can also use props under the hands, especially if you have any issues with the hamstrings, low back, stuff like that. Just trying to drop the head, maybe shake it around wherever you are. Let it all go. Let that upper back go. Nice. And then we're going to lift halfway. So the spine is straight. Legs can be pretty straight here. So it's a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time we'll come up to standing really slow. So you can just start rolling up. Stack the spine. And then you come up to standing. Awesome. Standing in a mountain. So the feet about 2 fists apart. Pretty solid. So in Qigong, actually, the knees are soft to let the qi flow better through the whole body rather than locking out the knees. So try to keep them soft. You don't have to bend fully, but just some soft knees. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms through the heart center. Inhale, up again. Exhale through. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, we'll fold this time. Inhale halfway. We're going to take one more sun salutation A. So hands come down, step back plank or knee plank. Exhale halfway or all the way. Up dog or cobra, your back bend of choice. Downward facing only when you're ready. You can take child's pose at any point during the practice. You can just drop to the floor at any point. Beautiful. We'll look forward and then come to the front, walk, jump, or step. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, we're sitting in our chair. So the knees bend. You sit booty down. Tucking the tail under rather than sticking it out. So tuck it under. Weight is in your heels. So you could lift the toes. You don't have to, but you could. And then palms come to the heart center. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, twisting to the right side. So thinking about hooking left arm outside of right leg, but it might not be there yet. That's totally okay. Good, breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Take a break if you need to in the middle, no worries. One more breath here. We're going to come back to center. Interlace your fingers, palms out, reach up, and then exhale, flow down. Let it go. You can lift halfway. Let's do that a couple of times. Exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, go. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good. So let's go ahead and plant the hands, flow, or just go back to down dog. You can always skip this little flow too. All right. So we'll take our warrior one. You're going to step the right foot forward. Turn the back foot at an angle. Inhale up. Beautiful. So settle here. Let the shoulders relax down. Pressing equally into both feet, so equal weight. You're not going back or forward. If you want to challenge, maybe you gaze at the sky. Maybe you clasp the hands and let the pointer fingers face up. Inhale. We're all going to exhale, hands down, flow or go to downward facing or child's pose. Nice. 5 breaths here. Left side, left foot steps forward, back foot turns at an angle, inhale up. Warrior 1, so the hips are kind of trying to square to the front. It's a difficult posture to get the hips settled into. We did that sleeping swan, so you might feel a bit more open than you usually would here. And then if you want that challenge, you can look up to the sky and then clasp the hands, let the pointer fingers point up. Stretching arms behind the ears if possible. Inhale, exhale, folding down, flow or go. Awesome, beautiful. And then let's take a child's pose for a moment. Exhale down. You can take water if you need to, anything like that. Nice. When you're ready, back downward facing. And we'll go right into our next flow from here. So we're going to step the right foot forward. This time the back heel will lift. It's not going to come down. We'll come to a crescent lunge. So arms sweep up. If balance is tricky in this, it's okay. You can make your feet wider. So think of train tracks rather than a tightrope. Arms are lifted. Take a few breaths. I'm just going to turn so you can see our next thing. Then we're going to take a twist. So breathing in, reaching up. As we exhale, just like in the chair, you're going to take your palms together, left arm to the right leg or hooking it in the outside. Beautiful. If you want, you can open arms up. And then with control, pressing the right foot and being aware of the right foot pressing down, we're going to cartwheel, arms open, and spin to warrior 2. So the back foot will come down. Awesome. And we are here. Beautiful. So you can look over your right fingertips. Good. Flipping your palm, reverse the warrior. Good, and then straighten the right leg, bring the arms back parallel to the floor. Good, take a deep breath in, reaching the right arm. Exhale the right hand down to the book, the block, the leg, whatever you can reach. Left arm reaches high. You want to stack your right shoulder over your left. Right hip, and then tucking that left hip's on top, right hip is tucking under. You're kind of pushing the pelvis forward to get them stacked. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands down, bend the right knee, pop the back heel up, and then take one more of those twists, so right arm lifts up. Nice, reaching right arm, inhale. Exhale, bring it down, step, flow or go, downward facing or child's pose. Few breaths here. Nice, and then looking forward, we'll step the left foot forward. keeping or popping up the right heel and then coming up for crescent. It's a high lunge. Ideally, the back leg might be straight or starting to be. Mine's a little bent. My right heel is really pressing back. I'm sinking down in the right knee or left knee. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms come together as we breathe out and we twist. Beautiful. Maybe arms open up. It's just an option. Beautiful. And we'll sweep around, coming to warrior two. Nice. Turn around here. Gazing over the left fingertips. Turning the left palm, inhale, reverse. Good, straighten that left leg, and we'll bring the arms parallel to floor. Inhale, reach left arm, right hip is popping back, and then bringing the arm down. So I really feel this in my right side body, left inner leg. You might notice it in some other places. Just breathe into those areas. Nice. Inhale, reach, reach. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down, bend left knee, pop the back, heel up, and take our twist. Right hand plants, inhale, left arm. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, left hand down, you step back, flow or go. So we're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Just checking the time here. Okay, perfect. All right, downward facing. Let's look forward, walk, jump, or step to the front. Good. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold, and then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll do just one or two standing poses. We're gonna take our legs wide, toes out, heels are in, and then sinking into goddess. Arms sweep up. Exhale, palms through the center. You might have to readjust where your feet are. So just a little bit of moving side to side. You can do hips circling, kind of settle the hips here. That always feels good to me. And then a little twist. So hands can come to the thighs, and you can press your thighs open with some arm strength. And then we're going to dip the right shoulder down, open to the left, breathe. Good, come back up. Exhale down the other side. Inhale up, palms to the heart, breathe. We're going to do 3 of those big motions. So inhale, straighten legs, arms sweep up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale again. Exhale down. And again, one more. In. Exhale down. Good. You can stay here or maybe cactusing the arms. You can try lifting one heel, put it down, the other heel, put it down, and then maybe both, if you like. Beautiful. Heels come down, palms can come to the heart. Exhale. Good. We'll do one more forward bend. All you have to do is bring your toes in and your heels out now. I like a block for this. I'm going to put it right here. So inhale, reach the chest up. Exhale, with your back pretty straight, bend forward. You can bend your knees. Maybe hands come to the block and you fold. Good, and then let's twist again. So right hand comes to the block or the floor, right in the middle under your head. And then inhale, left arm comes. Actually, let's bring the left hand to the sacrum, low back. And then twisting only in the shoulders, upper spine, your hips stay right where they are. Left arm lifts up. So nice twist here. If you want to bring your left arm around to the waist, the opposite thigh, you can. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down. You're going to switch, replace the left hand where the right was. Right hand to the low back sacrum, leaving that low back how it is, just opening, twisting in the shoulders, upper back, and then right arm lifts. Nice. Maybe the arm goes behind the back. Inhale, reach high, exhale, come down. And then you can take a forward bend of your choice. If you need to bend the knees, do that. If you need props, put your hands on props. If you want, you can open shoulders more, clasp hands behind back, lift arms. Good. And then let's come up. So bend the knees a lot. Slowly lift all the way back up. Exhale. And then you can bring your feet together. We're just going to float to our bellies. So you can go right there, or you can flow from the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands plant. Just flow or go. You can take down dog if you'd like, but then just coming all the way onto the belly. So if you're in down dog, maybe you take your plank. Inhale, exhale all the way. Just rest, let one cheek come to the side. All right, so we're gonna come back to yin. We're gonna take our Sphinx posture. So please bring your arms to prop you up. You want your elbows under shoulders or a little forward of them. Forearms are down. Legs can be a little apart. Just maybe you wiggle your hips and then see where your legs kind of fall, and that's perfect spot. And then if you need to, you can come up into seal. So you slide hands apart, lift elbows. Just go slow if you take this option. If it's too much in the spine, slowly come right back down. Or you can put a prop under the chest, the head, or the elbows. So just settling into this pose. So you can start noticing how the yin and yang energies differ. This is a great chance to slow the breath, get back in touch if it's changed at all. Breathing into the low back and kidneys. Grounding the front of the hips and legs and feet to the floor. Grounding the arms to whatever they're resting on. And that can simply mean inhaling and then exhaling, feeling heavy and sinking down. So yin yoga can be done before or after yang. A lot of classes I'll do the yang practice and then yin after to kind of settle in. I think for a daytime class, I like this kind of mixing yin into the yang and doing some energizing stuff. And then on Thursday at 12, I teach the all yin yoga. So it's all the stuff on the floor. Super relaxing. I feel like by Thursday, we all need some inner peace. And so today's practice, kind of a little bit of power to get us through the week. Got our nice slow holds and breaths, build energy, and now we're just letting it go. More than halfway through this. You can notice if the body starts to feel a bit cooler. It's very common. Think about how different this pose is from a cobra, where you're using back strength and muscles and effort. And then here, letting the back muscles just go, relax. And you can observe how it's so much easier to stay when you're stretching in a yin-like way. That's why we do long holds. And then you wouldn't hold like warrior one for 4 to 5 minutes. So it's just so different. About 10 breaths here. Nice breath. I'd like you to please come out as slowly as you can. Just unroll the spine all the way down. You can put your other cheek on the mat. See if you can take stillness for maybe 30 seconds. And then if you need movement, wiggling the hips side to side, doing the windshield wiper, bending your knees, or even coming up child's pose or cat cow. Nice. And then let's come onto our backs. So mixing it up a bit today. We're going to do 2 more yang style back bends. Then we're going to do the yin the rest of the time, wind down. So let's come into lying on the back, knees are bent, feet are on the ground. And then you're going to walk the feet as close to your butt as you can. Arms are alongside, and then pressing feet down. Use your muscles, lift the hips up. So you can press feet down, lift hips up, push knees forward. Yes, you can tighten the glutes in this pose. I don't like when teachers say let go of the glutes, because then you're not supporting that low back. So you can try it, but I like to use all the muscles in the legs and glutes to lift up. You don't have to be a tight ass and clench, but see if you can support your low back with surrounding muscles. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, let it go down. Maybe you sway knees. Okay, and then one more. You can come up for your bridge, or if wheel is in your practice, upward bow, you can take it. So for most of us, we're going to come up with the hips for bridge. If you like wheel, hands come alongside the ears, fingers pointing back, and then inhale, hips lift up. Beautiful. Pressing chest back. Maybe legs straighten a little bit. Just play with it. And then everyone lifting the hips up. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Let it go. Maybe you open the knees, feet come together. And then let's switch it up. Bring the knees together. Let the feet walk out apart so your knees are in together, supporting each other. And then maybe the knees can point straight up and you just do windshield wiper back and forth. Eventually bringing knees into the chest and rocking back and forth. And then let's take our twists. So when you're ready, twisting the legs to the right in any way you need. If you want to cross, it's left over right, knees fall right. Please prop as needed so you're not straining to hold yourself or using effort in the posture. I'm just going to time it. Beautiful. This will be our last twist today. So if you do a home practice that isn't guided, if you just practice on your own, sometimes just remember doing twisting after back bending. That's super safe for the back. Twists are super detoxing. They kind of squish those internal organs, compressing tissues, and then when you come out of it, it's that big burst of fresh oxygenated blood to the tissues, the different fluid within this within the cells, interstitial fluid, synovial fluid of the joints. So everything is really like nourishing, lubricating, bringing fresh energy and blood into the body, helping your body create that positive relaxation response, and the physical, of course, energetic, all those aspects. Relax into this twist. So it's only yin from here on out. Shoulders can feel very heavy. Maybe your eyes are closed in these poses to really feel inward. Maybe at the end of class, emotions start to come up, and that's normal. Can you sit with it? You can even jot down some thoughts, or have a piece of paper and pen or journal next to you while you practice. If you need to release anything, or if you think of something creative, it can be very stimulating creatively to do these practices. We're more than halfway through this twist. Breathing. Remember that breath. And then about 10 more here. Nice. Last couple breaths in the pose. And then when you're ready, please gently roll back to the center. Take it slow. You can uncross if you cross legs or move props to the other side. You can be still or take movements. And then when you're ready, go to the other side. You can cross. If you're doing that, it'll be right over left, knees fall left. Prop as needed, please. Let your shoulders relax. With a slow, calm breath, relaxing that nervous system. So going from fight or flight to that rest and digest. Notice when sensation feels a little different, more deep in the tissues rather than in the muscles. Nice open chest, so the breath should be freely breathing the body. If you want to return to in for 4, out for 4, you're welcome to do that. Sink into it, surrender to the pose. And you ground the earth, allow it to support you. About halfway through this. One more minute here. So come out as slowly as you can. Once again, unroll the spine. Come back to the center. Take some breaths here. So we have time for one last pose, or it could be several poses if you choose to do a more yang type of pose. I'm going to offer a seated forward bend because we haven't done one yet. If you don't feel like coming back to your seat, stay on your back and I'll give you some options. So you could also do, like if you want more yang energy, you could do your shoulder stand and plow, or just any other pose you need. If you'd like to take the butterfly, you'll come to your seat, roll sideways and come up. Feet come together, knees apart. Take a breath here. And then exhale, slowly roll down. The spine can round. You can prop too. So I do like bringing a pillow or bolster just right there. Relax And down. If you're on your back still, you could simply lift your legs into the air. You can take reclining butterfly. You can lay on the bolster. You can take happy baby or any series of movements or stillness. So just find your last pose or series of poses. If you do any more back bends, remember to do a little twist afterwards too. So about 4 minutes. I'm just going to move this. There we go. Wherever you ended up, remember that breath. If you're in a more strengthening pose, noticing what muscles you're using and where, and then what muscles might be relaxing. Finding the yin and the yang of those poses. If you're in butterfly, think about that waterfall, so water flowing downwards, your upper body just cascading over the lower, grounding towards the earth, seeping into the earth. And that can go for any yin pose you're in right now, just to feel grounded and connected to the earth. Maybe you feel the water quality of your body. Just whatever you're in, maybe you can enjoy it. Find a softness, a surrender. Make it feel good. I know in yin there's a level of discomfort, but that can also feel good. Like if you lean into it, it's just sensation, really. One more minute wherever you are. If you went into a back bend, you can take twist side to side. If you're doing something on one side, make sure you have switched and at least get a little time on the other side. If you're in the yin pose still, keep sinking, keep softening, about 10 more breaths. If you're in a forward bend, coming up as slow as you can. So at this point, we're all going to take any final movements or stretches and then find ourselves in relaxation pose or a posture that suits you that is restful. So I like to bring a bolster or pillow under my knees. Maybe you grab a blanket, put it over top of you. You can get pillows if you need them. Just something where you can be really restful and let go just one more time for a few minutes. So settling in when you're ready. Take a deep, deep inhale and then let it go and settle down into this pose. So take another deep breath. Starting to bring yourself back here if you've drifted off. It's gently reawakening the body by moving fingers and toes. You want to circle wrists and ankles, adding more movement. Maybe doing that. Gently turning head side to side. Maybe even bringing arms overhead, doing a big full body stretch, stretching the toes forward. When you're ready, please gently roll to your side. Take a pause, take a breath or two there. And then finally coming up to your seat, and we'll close our practice together. So just a comfortable seated position. We'll bring the palms together at the heart center. Maybe your eyes are closed still. This gesture of gratitude. May all beings be free of fear and harm. May we all be happy just the way we are. May we be at peace with whatever comes. And may we all live gently in the softness of our own hearts. Namaste.